There's a new way to make money on YouTube because selling your soul to the algorithm and trying to pitch your digital products isn't going to scale a business in 2025. And the crazy part is you're already seeing business owners like Jordan Welsh, Iman Ghazi, and even guys like Charlie Morgan take advantage of it. Because these creators know the secret that most people are completely missing. Views don't equal money. And it's exactly why they're ditching their channels with millions of subscribers just to post content that less people want to watch. It's not about how many views you get on your videos, it's about how many of those views are actually potential buyers. And that's exactly what this new style of making money on YouTube is all about, getting as many qualified buyers to your videos as possible. And the best creators are using 3 pillars to do it. They focus on the ideas, the conversions, and then the execution. Now, the first part is your content idea because that's really where all of your success on YouTube comes from. If the idea sucks, you're not going to get any views and you certainly won't get any leads coming to your videos. Now, that doesn't mean a great idea is one that gets millions of views because in this case, it's actually the complete opposite. Because the strategy these creators are using only gets them a handful of views, but they're printing cash with it. And it boils down to 2 principles: knowing what the market wants and understanding outlier concepts. That's exactly what these guys like Jordan Welsh, Iman Ghazi, and Charlie Morgan are taking advantage of. They're taking objections, frequently asked questions, and problems within their target market, and then they're crafting them in a way that actually reaches new people. Because even though it might seem like it, they're not just slapping a random title and thumbnail on their video, they're strategically planning them so they can reach as many qualified buyers as possible. They're taking videos that have performed well for other creators in the past, and they're putting their own spin on it to solve the problems in their market. This is what we call outlier ideation. For example, like this Jordan Welsh video. The overall concept is perfect because his target market is people who want to make money using YouTube, and the video is about how he makes money on YouTube. Then you can see the title is just an outlier from Charlie Morgan's video that already performed well. Or like this Iman Ghazi video, where he takes the core concept of teaching people how to hire and retain A-player talent and applies it to this outlier video concept from Alex Ramosi. It works perfectly for him because he wants to teach people how to build a $10 million business, and hiring A-players is a big part of that process. So here's the easiest way for you to come up with these type of ideas for yourself. First is understanding your target market, digging into sales calls, gathering, your FAQs, common objections, and basically just getting a core understanding of the market you want to attract. Now, once you have an idea of what your target market wants to see, what problems they're dealing with, you want to actually hop onto YouTube and source a list of 10 to 20 creators. This way you can start to form outlier concepts.
Now, the way to do this is you can either just sit here on the homepage, kind of scroll around and find some people who are doing well on YouTube, look for the outlier videos. But I personally just like to choose from a few people and kind of just subscribe to them and keep going back to their videos. So if you look at someone like Dan Martell, you can go to his videos, go to popular, and then look at like his best performing videos and kind of use those as the outlier concepts and see if like your video topics fit within that. Now, a really good example is going to be someone like Alex Ramosi, just because he has a lot of business content, so it's easier to form your ideas to stuff that he's already doing well. So for example, for the second one, you get to something like, if I wanted to rank #1 on Google in 2025, this is what I do. Full guide. 13 years of brutally honest organic SEO advice in 90 minutes. Now what you'll do is you'll go through this process over and over again, where you're finding a creator that's kind of in the business realm, and then you're taking his best performing videos and seeing if they fit to your ideas in your target market. You'll just continue to print through this, go through, their best videos and take things from there.
Now, if you're a business owner who wants to book calls using YouTube, but doesn't want to do this whole process on your own, you could book a call using the first link in the description, and I'll see if I can help you out. Now, this next step might not be as important as the ideas, but it's what turns your YouTube into a business. And that's the conversions. Because if all you're doing is getting attention without turning it into revenue, then it's really just a hobby. And that's exactly where the best business owners on YouTube strive, because they're not just posting content and getting views, they're actually creating a full funnel within their channel to turn those views into buyers. And there are 3 parts to it. The first part is a strong offer. Now, I'm not going to sit here and recite Alex Ramosi's offer equation, but I am going to say if you don't have a strong offer, then you're certainly not going to get any inbound leads. But if you're already a business owner who's doing well with cold traffic, you're closing clients, you're probably good on this front. Whereas if you've never sold a thing in your life, I probably wouldn't even recommend YouTube to begin with. But it's important to note because without this step, the next 2 won't really make sense. Now, the second part is case studies. Whether it's their results or client results, these creators show proof that they know what they're actually talking about. Because getting inbound leads is all about trust. So if you don't have any social proof of your own or any client results, this part's going to completely flop for you. And last is the right call to action strategy. And the reason I put this last is because people will obsess over the call to actions instead of the core principles of making money. But it is important to utilize call to actions because without them, you're not going to really get anybody into the funnel. Now we'll look at a few examples in action.
Now, if you look at the offer from someone like Iman Ghazi, it's going to be how to build a business to $10 million profit. You can go through his whole funnel and kind of like see how he does it through like coaching, mainly an info offer, membership, builds a product, all that good stuff. So he already has the business built out, and he already has a lot of data on his target market. So I'm sure he already knows that this converts well and that it's something that traffic wants to buy. Now, when it comes to proof for Iman Ghazi, a lot of it is around himself because he's the one who's already profited $10 million from his, $100 million personal brand. So a lot of his stuff is around, copy my flywheel content system that generated me $100 million, or I made almost $100 million. This simple system added $2.5 million in pure profit to my digital products, $100 million CEOs. So it's all stuff that he's already done, and he's leveraging his own results, which is a great way to use case studies and kind of start to attract those, ideal customers to the page because they see him as the authority figure. Now, when it comes to his call to actions, he places them in a couple different spots of his videos, usually some at the end to drive traffic to like other videos and to get people to his Instagram or to book a call like through the funnel. And this one's 2.5 minutes in, I think. So it's a good idea to get as much traffic to your call to actions because most people are going to dip off like towards this front half or say like the middle, and it's only going to get lower from there. So utilizing, call to actions at the front of your video is going to be a little bit stronger.
What I help entrepreneurs with inside of my private licensing program called 8-Figure License. If you want to learn more about it, I'll leave a link in the description for you to book a demo call with my team. And we also don't work with businesses doing less than $250,000 a year because at your stage, this isn't very relevant for you. So instead, take the free game I'm going to show you in this video, implement it, and hopefully when you're at that stage, we would love to work with you. And lastly, we don't work with businesses.
But yeah, as you can see, he's kind of just throwing in this call to action on the front half of the video to get as much of that traffic as he can into the funnel. Pretty simple, just basically saying, hey, book a call with my team. I'll see if I can help you out, because he's already provided some value. It doesn't have to be super hard pitch. And if anything, he's trying to disqualify people a little bit more as he's saying, we only work with this type of people. If it's not you, just get as much value from these videos and hopefully we can help you out in the future.
Now, you know the strategy they're using, but the only thing we haven't covered is how they're executing these videos. And the reason being that it doesn't have to be complicated. Jordan Walsh on one hand takes a more laid back approach and kind of just hops on Loom, records videos over like a screen share, and still prints cash from YouTube. Whereas you have Iman Ghazi on the other hand, who goes full force into like a high quality setup, goes all in on the production, and has high quality editing on top of that. Both approaches work, but my opinion is that the higher production stuff is usually going to win in the long run. Because imagine Jordan Walsh and Iman Ghazi are selling the same exact offer, they have the same amount of social proof, and they're selling to the same market. If you look at someone like Iman Ghazi, he has the high production, he has the high level editing, and then you look at someone like Jordan Walsh who's just on a screen share, who do you think the audience is really going to trust more if they've never came across them before? So in my eyes, if you're really trying to take advantage of taking cold traffic and turning them into inbound leads, I kind of resonate more with the high production setup. But at the end of the day, posting Loom screen shares is way better than not posting at all. Now, like I said, the idea is king, and that's why it was the most in-depth section. So focus most of your time there and subscribe for more.